You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk some Godzilla. Now, first off, before we get into that, I know I told you guys I'm going to be doing podcasts, and I still am, but I'm going to start doing mini cast videos. Anyway, it's basically like doing a video, except obviously it's only audio. Part of the reason for this is because of the recent change on YouTube requires small channels to make sure they have within a year 4,000 minutes viewed, and well, I already have the other part, which is the subscriber part. So knowing that people tend to listen to or watch videos that are shorter, uploading longer podcasts at least every day is not as optimal anymore thanks to YouTube. So we're going to continue doing podcasts, but I'm also going to be doing these short audio casts, and and that's basically it. So this is a video talking about Godzilla. Now, Godzilla versus Kong specifically. So a filming date has been set for October of this year, and that's a big deal. I mean, you know, usually filming, I mean, the last movie filmed so quickly, you know, the last Godzilla 2 finished wrapping up filming quite fast, in my opinion. I think it was 5 months. 5 months they did the filming, and, you know, obviously that's without the special effects and stuff like that, mainly green screen, setting props up for people to look at, like if Godzilla's there. So, you know, because I think what we're going to get with the next movie, and we all agree on this, we're going to be getting a lot more monsters. You know, we're going to get, obviously, Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, Godzilla, and we're not going to get the teasing that we got in the first movie. So I think that's probably why the film is so short, or excuse me, the filming process was so short. But in terms of Godzilla versus Kong, if we can expect the same kind of setting in terms of lots of monsters and lots of CGI, then we could be looking at a filming schedule that's very similar, you know. If they followed the same course of 5 months, then you're looking at it probably being done before before Godzilla 2 comes out, which is great. You know what I mean? And the best part is, obviously, we get Godzilla in 2019, and then we get Godzilla vs. Kong in 2020. So that's great. That's just a great follow-up. And I'm, as we've speculated many times before, I'm almost certain that depending on how good these two films do, I think we'll get some more movies. You know, I think we'll get at least a third Godzilla movie. Depending on what happens to Kong in this movie, well, I'm sure we'll get another Kong movie. So that all, you know, but again, I think the reason we haven't heard anything beyond these two movies is because they're waiting to see how they do in theaters. I mean, it's been a while since we got anything related to Godzilla other than the sporadic news here and there. Movie came out in 2014. We're now in 2018, and the movie's not coming out till 2019. That's 5 years. So I think what they want to do is they kind of want to see if there's any, is there still any interest, or there's still people out there. And when I talk about people, I'm talking about the audience, the general audience. They're very much aware that us Godzilla fans are going to be there. They can make a Godzilla movie 10 years from the last one, and they know we'd be there. But I think they want to kind of get an idea of how the movie's going to do first, based with the general audience. Now, we know that the general audience is the most important number. It's the most important statistic when it comes to niche movies like this. And I know a lot of you guys hate when I say that kind of stuff, but it's true. You know, you have to accept it. It's just true. Godzilla and this monster universe that Legendary has created is only going to go as far as the general audience takes it. We can rant and rave or cheer and you know, compliment Legendary and such, the production team, as much as we can, but, you know, cheering and stuff like that is not going to get movies made. Only numbers are. So it's very important that they get the numbers that I think they're going to require for these movies if they want to do more. Now, another thing I will say is I feel certain that the other if they make more movies after these two, I feel certain that we're not going to have to wait as long. You know, I think they'll want to not wait 5 years. Cause that's kind of close. You know, that's cutting it close when it comes to a movie like this, something that normally people don't take, you know, outside of us kaiju fans, a lot of general fans, they might like the occasional monster romp, but they don't take them seriously. Those movies have always been viewed upon as cheesy. Even me, a big Godzilla fan, a big kaiju fan, I've come out and said these movies are cheesy. Of course, a lot of us love it for that reason, but there's other people that, they don't dislike it. They just don't have the same passion for it that we do. So, the general audience is very important. You have to keep that in mind when it comes to movies like this, because it can be hit or miss. Everybody likes a Godzilla movie. I think everybody, even general audiences. He's a recognizable character. He was very popular back in the 60s and the 70s. So people will go see a Godzilla movie. The important thing is to make the movie good. That way you can retain the audience. So now the question is, was Godzilla 2014 good enough to retain the audience going into this movie? I feel confident that it was, despite a lot of criticism. I think most of the criticism came from some Godzilla fans, that were either expecting more or are just, down to the Toho movement. They're not, no matter how good an American Godzilla made movie might be, they're just not going to see it that way. And that's fine. Obviously everybody's entitled to that. But, when it comes to the general audience, that's going to move the series forward. It's like that with every other movie, even Marvel. It's the same way with Marvel. You can ask any general audience member, they might know who Captain America is, but they're not going to know quite a bit of his history from beginning to end. Even some comic fans like myself. I mean, I read comics a lot when I was young, but I haven't picked up a comic recently unless it's a very specific one like Civil War or House of M. But so it's that way with every series. Marvel, Godzilla, all these series really depend on the general audience to move it forward, and Marvel has done a fantastic job of building a universe that everybody just loves to go see. It's always enjoyable. It's always a lot of fun. And it's family friendly. The kids go, the parents go, and everybody has a good time. So with a monster movie, you got to do the same thing. And the first movie was very serious in tone. I don't see, like my son. My son, he might be a little bit younger than an audience member, like a parent would take. But the first movie probably wouldn't interest many young people. You know what I mean? Until it gets to the Godzilla parts. So like my son, even with some of the old Japanese movies, he just wants to fast forward to the Godzilla scenes. He doesn't care about the story right now. As he gets older, if he maintains his interest, which I feel confident he will with a dad like me, he might want to give the story a chance. I was very similar, so I can understand that. But this is good stuff. I mean, we've talked about this time and time again. And last week's stream, I mentioned that, a lot of people were a little upset because my Godzilla segment was so short. But at that point in time, there really wasn't much to talk about. There's really not too much to talk about. Because even in terms of the second movie, sometimes you guys know I like to speculate and stuff like that and kind of come up with theories. But even now, it's kind of hard to do that because we don't even know some of the plot yet. We don't really have an idea exactly. I mean, we have some idea, but it was very little. It's not enough to go off on. And if you remember, most of my theories and my speculations and predictions came after the first trailer and then the second trailer and so on and so forth. Watching those trailers, I was able to dissect parts of it and pick out certain segments that I wanted to theorize on. So, that's why the Godzilla talk right now is very minimal. I can go back to the Godzilla Planet movie, but even that movie, it was so story heavy, story driven and character driven, or at least one character at least. For the first movie, for me at least personally, there wasn't too much to speculate on. But that's going to be changing soon. I already have one prediction or one theory that I want to get into, and we're going to have that one up shortly after this one, regarding the first Godzilla 2 trailer. And we'll see from there. But this is exciting news, man. This is, the ball's rolling. We got the Pacific Rim coming out in a couple of weeks. We got Godzilla 2 next year, obviously, and now they're already starting to film Godzilla vs. Kong. So the ball's moving forward. This is good stuff. I know there were some people out there that were concerned whether or not these movies would continue to be made because Legendary got bought out by a Chinese company. And, even though this is about money, this is about, business. There was some concerns out there considering that, China and Japan don't exactly get along. So it was a question as to whether or not China wanted to support a Japanese film, because obviously Toho is still going to benefit from these movies. But, this is all good stuff. It's like I said a couple of weeks ago during my, one of my videos earlier in January, the hype train leaving the station. I mean, that's what this is all about. That's what this is. The hype train is at the station. People are boarding, and the train is going to make its first stop at Comic-Con. And from there, it's an express ride all the way to next year. And we're going to be there for that. I'm going to be here with you through that ride. That's my intention for those of you who have seen my recent streams. And yeah, man, it's exciting times. It's coming back. The fever pitch is coming back. I'm super excited. And I'll be here with you guys every step of the way. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. You can follow E.T.N on Facebook, Twitch or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out.